Hi there. We've got some very big events happening in February, and one of them, or probably one of the most powerful, or one of them, anyway, there's a lot going on, will be the solar eclipse that's happening on the 17th of February. So a solar eclipse is happens at the time of a new moon, and so of course with new moons we set our intention, but at the time of an eclipse we kind of have this extra energy that can really help us move forward. And the thing with eclipses is they bring new beginnings. Solar eclipses bring new beginnings. Lunar eclipses tend to bring endings. And so, with these new beginnings, there's this wonderful energy to not only set your intention for what you want to achieve over this next month, but over the next year or so as well. And even the next 9 years, because being in this number 1 year, this is the first solar eclipse of a 9 year cycle, and therefore a very powerful one for projecting ourselves forward in lots of different ways. But this solar eclipse occurs on the 17th of February, just 3 days after Saturn goes direct in Aries and meets Neptune already sitting there. And by the 20th of February, both Saturn and Neptune will be fully in Aries and very much conjuncting right on top of each other at 0 degrees, incredibly powerful degree. So we've got that going on. And then we've got this eclipse. So everything is changing. We are in time of massive revolution. And the last time the planets, the Neptune was in Aries, and Uranus was in Gemini, and Pluto was in Aquarius. We were dealing with the French Revolution, the Civil War, the American Revolution, the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. A lot was changing, and we're back in those energies again. So this eclipse is going to trigger a lot of chaos. There's going to be a lot of craziness going on out there, and I'm just warning you all in advance to observe and do not absorb. Because all of this craziness is the end of the old. The old ways have to be to fall down, basically to completely collapse so that we can start something new. Otherwise, we run the risk, as we've done time and time again, of rebuilding the world on broken foundations, on foundations that we've used for hundreds and hundreds of years that just do not work anymore. And so it's time for the power to go back to the people. We've been living in a very top-down feeding distribution life for way too long, and it needs to become horizontal. And this is what the age of Aquarius brings in. So at this time of this solar eclipse, we'll have the sun in Aquarius, and also Pluto's in Aquarius. So it's bringing this massive transformation. And so what we're doing is we're really stepping out of the 3D world. And so people, any of you out there who are too connected to the 3D world, and that's the old ways, who cannot let go of the old systems, the old ways, are going to find it the hardest to move through all of this change and all of this chaos. So all of this stuff's going to be going on outside of us, a lot of volatility, a lot of anger, because, nothing can be hidden anymore. Only the truth can come out. And that's coming out in people's personal lives, as well as within the collective energy, as well as the political countries around the world. So much is coming out and being revealed because it needs to. We have to get rid of all of that so that we can start something very new, very fresh, and something that allows everybody to be equal or equitable in some way. So, this is a time, Aquarian energy is a time of freedom. It's a time of liberation. It's a time of change. It's a time of innovation and moving forward in every way. But we have to move forward on new foundations, not on the old broken ones that we've been too obsessed with for too long. So, the truth just basically can't be hidden any longer. And of course, as the truth comes out, and as we've already seen, some of the truths that are coming out in the world at the moment are horrific. They're awful things being presented to us that have been going on behind the scenes that some of us have been aware of, some of us haven't. And whether you've been aware of it or not, it's an awful, eye-opening, sort of horrifying thing that's been going on in many ways. And it cannot be hidden anymore. So this has to come out. And not so that everybody has to suffer, but so that everybody can see how corrupt and broken the world is in so many ways. And therefore, we all come together to rebuild a new world, to create something very new, very exciting, and something that's going to honor each and every one of us. So, disconnect from the television as much as you can. If you don't want to get pulled into all of this chaos, do not watch the news. It's just going to pull you right in there. And just be aware that whether you agree with what's going on or not, having an opinion, it means that you put your energy in that direction. Have you ever thought about something that creates an energy about something, and that then the energy goes with the thought, the energy flows where the thought goes. I think something like that. So, what we focus on becomes our reality. So if you're focusing on things that you're watching what's going on in the world and thinking, oh my goodness, that's awful, but you're focusing on it, you're thinking about it all the time, then you're creating it. You're helping with the creation of that. Even if your thoughts about it are completely anti what's going on, you're still, because your energy's in there, you're adding to it. So we've got to disconnect from it. We've got to take a big step back and stay in your own energy. And the energy you need to stay in is an energy of love and peace. Because of all the chaos that's going on out there, we've got to stay in the peace. And what we've got to understand as well is that because all of this chaos is going on, when these things happen, they're very loud. They make a lot of noise. There's lots of people shouting, there's lots of noises from, bombs and guns and all this stuff going on. But the energy that's going to get us through this is very, very quiet. The energy of love, the energy of nature, everything is very gentle, and it's not, it doesn't yell, it doesn't demand our attention, it doesn't go look at me, you've got to follow me. It's that inner feeling, that inner knowing that we're all coming back to. This is the year of sovereignty, and sovereignty doesn't just mean thinking for yourself and acting for yourself. It also means believing in yourself, because if you're going to think for yourself and act for yourself, you've got to believe in what you're doing. You've got to have a feeling that this is the right thing for me to do. And I know this is the right thing because it feels right in my heart. And this is the energy we're really stepping into. We've got to get out of our heads and trying to rationalize and intellectualize and, make everything all clinical and all practical. The world doesn't work like that any more than it works in a one size fits all way of thinking. So we're all stepping into our individuality, and we're finding within our individuality that we can all come together to create community, to create an energy that gets us through, that gets us over these crazy times and into a time of peace and beauty and pleasure. And it is coming. It is coming. I can assure you it is coming. But we've got to get through the bad stuff first. So, you know, when we're in this time of sovereignty, it's almost like we all need to become spiritual warriors. We need to take our spiritual awareness, our knowledge there, our feelings there, what we believe in there, and we've got to fight for it. So every one of you, and not fight in an aggressive, violent way, but we've got to turn our lights on a lot brighter. We've got to be seen. So any of you out there watching this who are workers, healers, or readers, or whatever you might do within the spiritual area, even whether you're not working it, if you just have strong spiritual beliefs and you enjoy meditating or whatever it is you do within this area, it's time for you to turn your light up a whole lot brighter, because people need to hear this, and they're also looking for this. People are looking for what is going to help us change, what is going to get us through, and we are the ones with the answers to that, simply because of the light, because it's the love and the light that's going to get us through, not the fighting, not the anger, not the making of new laws and things around the world. That's all a side effect of it all. But it's got to come from that love energy. And that love energy comes from not this top-down feeding that we've been dealing with for hundreds of years, where only a very few get the best out of this world. We're coming to a place where it's going to be horizontal feeding. So we all get to share in it. We all get to share in everything by bringing our best parts of ourselves to the table and then sharing that with everybody else. So we're creating a whole new reality. And of course, there's got to be chaos, there's got to be upheaval, there's got to be craziness before we settle into this new way of being. So just be aware that everything that's going on at the moment, and this eclipse will trigger a lot of this energy, is necessary, but you don't have to be a part of it. You can just turn off the TV, don't watch the news, don't watch any of those things that make you upset or angry, or that draw you into this thing. Create your own peace on a daily basis. So meditate if that's what makes you feel peaceful. Draw. But one of the best things you can do, that anybody can do really, is get out in nature, because nature is real. All of this chaos, all of this stuff that's going on, it isn't real. It's all an illusion. It's all drama. It's all things that aren't real, but nature is real. Go and hug a tree, go and paddle in some water, go and lie on the grass. That's going to make you feel good. I can promise you, because you are connecting to the real earth, the real part of the world that we all want to live in and that we all believe in and that we all came from. We're all part of this. Everything is here that we need. And so we need to start coming back to that and coming back to the natural resources of this world, the God energy that we can work with, and our own higher self, our own souls. So it's all about love conquering all. So try not to allow yourself to be drawn into this. And the people around you will want you to get drawn into it, and everything around you is going to want to draw you into it. But the more you participate, no matter what the role is, the more you add to that energy. So that's really important to be aware of. So we are stepping into a time of revolution where the power is going back to the people. And of course, that's going to be chaotic. And of course, with the Aryan energy that's coming in as well, a lot of people, we can't all be in charge. We can't all be leaders. We can't all do it, but we can all be in charge of ourselves, and we can all be our own leader, and we can all stand on our own 2 feet without any fear. So no matter what's going on around you at the time of the solar eclipse, set your intention. So, and you can set your intention for the next 9 years, you can set it for the month ahead, you can set it for the next 6 months. The energy of eclipses tends to last around about 6 months. So, with the Aquarian energy and a new moon in Aquarius, it's all about thinking outside the box. So, what is it that you would like to create, do, experience that's different, that's a bit alternative to what other people do or what you've done before, or is just innovative or unique in some way? Whatever it might be, it's time for you to focus on that and know that in focusing on that, you're creating a new way of being for yourself and perhaps for others as well. And that's exactly what we need at this time. We can't go back to the old ways. They're crumbling. It's like trying to grab a handful of sand through your fingers. It's all just going to trickle through. And so those of you who hold on too tight to those old ways, those old structures, those old foundations are going to find it the hardest. You've got to let it go. It's time for it to go. It's outused itself. It's no good to us. It's not fair. It's not just. It just doesn't work anymore. Humanity is over it. So it's time for humanity to awaken. And at the time of this eclipse, that will form an exact square to Uranus and Taurus, which is really, again, really waking us all up to see what's really going on in the world. Because Uranus is always bringing that change in, and Taurus is a very grounded energy. But what we're starting to see, it's what's broken and what we have outgrown. Because we have all evolved as people, and those of you who have done the spiritual work have evolved even further than other people. And not that it's a competition or anything like that, but it's just about that new energy that you carry doesn't fit with the old energy. It's like trying to, you're just going like this. Can't match it anymore. So this is this new energy we have to bring in, which is the energy of love and hope and acceptance, and no more division. Yes, we're all different. Yes, we've all got different things about ourselves, but that doesn't mean we can't get along. It doesn't mean that we don't all have something that we can bring to the table to create a great party, to create a great sharing of information and of energy. And self care is also going to be extremely important over this next wee while, too, because with all the chaos, you will get frazzled, you will get overwhelmed, and you will get stressed. So, again, find ways to create your peace. And everybody creates their peace differently. So, ideas like I've said, meditation, get out into nature, go for walks, have a bath, be in water, whatever it is that makes you feel relaxed and peaceful. Do more of that. Do lots and lots of that, because that's what's going to get you through all of this. So good luck with this. Set yourself some amazing intentions of what you can do with this amazing new Aquarian energy that's here to change the world. And be proud of yourself and believe in whatever it is that's important to you. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.